Hey Cowboys Nation! Today we need to talk about some of the biggest stories surrounding the Dallas Cowboys. And honestly, none is more crucial than the situation with Overshawn. Last season, he suffered a torn ACL in Week 14, marking the second time in his career with the Cowboys that he's had to deal with such a serious knee injury. The first time was back in his rookie preseason. And for anyone who's followed his career closely, you know how tough it is to bounce back from that kind of setback, especially in the NFL where every detail matters. The key question for fans this season is, when is he going to be back? And the news we've gotten lately is cautiously optimistic. Overshawn recently spoke at an event helping flood victims in Central Texas and mentioned that he feels like he'll be playing football again with the team before Thanksgiving. While he didn't give an exact date, the fact that he's already talking about being back on the field sooner rather than later is a huge boost for the Cowboys' defensive hopes. The linebacker room for Dallas has been holding its own, but let's be honest, they are missing that elite presence that Overshawn provides. Without him, the defense can struggle in coverage, and even against the run, the team has had to cover gaps and adjust in ways that slow down their overall performance. Fans have seen flashes of great plays from guys like Maurice Leafau and Kenneth Murray, but you just can't replace the combination of experience, instinct, and athleticism that Overshawn brings to the field. He's not just another linebacker. He's the kind of player who can change the momentum of a game with a single tackle, sack, or interception. Last season, before he went down, Overshawn was leading the team in tackles, putting up 8 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, and even snagging a pick six, at a forced fumble and a fumble recovery. And you start to see why his presence is so critical to the Cowboys' defensive success. Now, recovering from an ACL injury is never straightforward, especially when it's a second occurrence in such a short span. The team has to balance his return carefully, making sure that he comes back fully healthy rather than rushing him onto the field too soon. Overshawn has been progressing through his rehab steadily, and the latest reports suggest that he's moving around fast, strong, and that his knee is healthy. The goal now is simply to reintegrate him into football activities and ensure that every step is timed perfectly to prevent any setbacks. Seeing him without the leg sleeve recently in practice was a positive indicator, a visual confirmation that he's making solid progress and getting closer to contributing again. It's a moment that brings hope, not just for Overshawn himself, but for the entire Cowboys defensive unit and fans who are eager to see him back in action. Beyond Overshawn, the Cowboys are also managing other injuries that could impact their performance this week. Cornerback Don Bland didn't practice due to a foot issue and likely won't play, while TREVON DIGGS missed practice as well, though his absence was related to illness rather than a structural injury. Both of these situations are worth monitoring because they affect how the defense lines up against opposing offenses. Even Tyler Gayton was limited in practice with a shoulder issue, which seems minor but still requires careful management. It's a delicate balance for the coaching staff, keeping players healthy while ensuring the team can compete at the highest level on game day. The quarterback room also has its challenges, with more players injured than healthy at this moment, which might lead to some roster adjustments in the coming weeks. Injuries are part of the game, but for the Cowboys, timing and depth are key factors that could influence the outcome of the season. Looking at Overshawn again, his potential return is not just about numbers on the stat sheet. It's about leadership and impact. He's the type of player who elevates everyone around him, someone younger linebackers can learn from while also providing a safety net for the secondary. His ability to read the field, anticipate plays, and execute in critical moments makes a difference that doesn't always show up in highlights, but is felt every snap. When he's on the field, the defensive strategy opens up in ways it simply can't when he's out. For the Cowboys, having him back even a week earlier than expected could shift the balance in crucial games, particularly against high-powered offenses that have been testing the limits of the team's defensive schemes. The anticipation surrounding his comeback is palpable, and fans are watching every update closely, hoping that he not only returns but returns at full strength. Last season, Overshawn's stats were impressive enough to earn him recognition as arguably the top defender on the team. He had tackles, sacks, tackles for loss, interceptions, forced fumbles, and fumble recoveries. That kind of all-around production is rare, especially in a linebacker who also contributes to coverage assignments and can take on multiple responsibilities without losing effectiveness. His versatility makes him a cornerstone for the defensive plan, and the coaching staff has been deliberate in ensuring that his return is timed to maximize his impact. Overshawn's mindset has been focused and disciplined, recognizing that rushing back too quickly could risk range injury, which is the last thing the team needs. Every step of his rehabilitation is carefully monitored, and the small milestones, like moving without the leg sleeve, participating in light drills, or even just increasing mobility, are signals that he's on the right track. The excitement around Overshawn's potential return is also amplified by the challenges the Cowboys have faced without him. The linebacker room has been solid, but inconsistent in coverage, especially against dynamic offensive threats. Missed assignments and breakdowns in deep coverage highlight the difference a player like Overshawn can make. Even the best defensive schemes can struggle without someone who can read plays instinctively and react faster than the competition. Fans understand this, and social media chatter reflects the anticipation, with predictions about whether he will be ready for the Thanksgiving game or shortly after. The timing of his return could influence game plans, rotation strategies, and how other defenders approach their responsibilities. Simply put, having him back restores a level of stability and confidence to the entire defense. Off the field, Overshawn's leadership and community involvement also set a tone for the team. Participating in events to help flood victims shows his character and focus beyond football. It demonstrates that he's engaged with the team and the community, maintaining a mindset that balances physical recovery with mental preparation. The combination of rehabilitation progress, physical readiness, and mental sharpness suggests that he's approaching a full return in a sustainable and impactful way. This is exactly what the Cowboys need, as every defensive snap counts and every player's readiness can influence outcomes in tight matchups. As we look ahead, the storyline around Overshawn continues to dominate conversations. His recovery timeline, readiness to return, and overall influence on the defense are key talking points. While exact dates remain uncertain, the progress is undeniable, and the potential impact on the Cowboys' defensive performance cannot be overstated. With other injuries still affecting the lineup, the pressure on the coaching staff to manage rotations and optimize performance increases, making Overshawn's return even more critical. Every fan knows that when he's on the field, the defense gains a level of reliability and playmaking ability that can swing games in their favor. While Overshawn's potential return is generating the most excitement, the Cowboys are also navigating a broader set of challenges across the roster. Injuries have forced the team to adapt in real time, particularly in the defensive backfield and quarterback room. Don Bland, for example, didn't practice due to a lingering foot injury and is unlikely to play in the next game. His absence is significant because the cornerback position is already thin and the team relies on every healthy player to maintain coverage integrity. TREVON DIGGS also missed practice, although his situation is less concerning since it's illness-related rather than a structural issue. Still, with both of them limited at different points, the defensive secondary has been tested in ways that highlight the value of depth and preparation. Tyler Gayton's shoulder limitation adds to the list, showing that even minor injuries need careful management to prevent escalation. The coaching staff has had to be strategic, balancing the need to keep players fresh while ensuring they don't fall behind in preparation for critical matchups. Quarterback health is another area of concern. The team has more injured quarterbacks than fully healthy ones, which could force adjustments to the game day roster. This means younger players or backups may need to step into larger roles, and every snap becomes a test of both readiness and resilience. It's a situation that emphasizes the importance of practice reps, film study, and situational awareness, because any misstep can be magnified during live games. The Cowboys' ability to manage these transitions effectively will be crucial, particularly as they face high-caliber offenses that can exploit even the smallest gaps in preparation or communication. Fans watching closely know that the difference between a good defense and a great one often comes down to how well the backups perform when called upon. And right now, every member of the roster is under scrutiny. Looking at the linebacker room without Overshawn, it's clear why his absence has been felt so profoundly. The group has had to compensate, covering responsibilities that stretch their skill sets and occasionally exposing weaknesses. Certain coverage assignments have been missed, and against deeper routes, the lack of his presence has been noticeable. Overshawn's ability to read plays and react instantly allows other players to operate with more confidence. His return will not only fill a tactical gap, but also elevate the overall effectiveness of the linebackers around him. In addition, his leadership, both vocal and through example, sets a standard that younger players strive to emulate. The impact is both measurable in statistics and intangible in the way the defense operates cohesively as a unit. From a statistical perspective, Overshawn's contributions last season were exceptional. He led the team in tackles, produced tackles for loss, sacks, and turnovers. That kind of production is hard to replace, especially when a team relies on versatility from its linebackers to support both the pass and the run defense. Every interception, forced fumble, and sack counts not just on the scoreboard, but in the momentum of games. His ability to make game-changing plays gives the coaching staff more flexibility in how they scheme against opponents. With him on the field, coverage zones can be tightened, blitzes can be timed more effectively, and mismatches can be exploited. Without him, there's a level of improvisation required that isn't always reliable, and that's why his eventual return is such a critical narrative for the season. Beyond the individual impact, the Cowboys' defense as a whole is adapting to a shifting landscape. Injuries force creativity in practice, game planning, and rotations. Each week, the staff has to anticipate how players will perform under pressure and how the absence of key personnel might influence outcomes. Overshawn's rehabilitation is a central piece of this puzzle. His readiness will influence not just his snap count, but also how other players are positioned and how schemes are executed. It's a domino effect. When a player of his caliber returns, the ripple impacts multiple facets of the team's performance. His return is not simply filling a vacancy. It's restoring a level of efficiency, anticipation, and playmaking ability that enhances every other defender's performance. At the same time, the coaching staff is managing incremental improvements in recovery for other injured players. The cornerbacks, for instance, have been rotating through limited reps and modified drills to maintain readiness while preventing setbacks. Tyler Gayton's shoulder, Don Bland's foot, and TREVON DIGGS' minor illness all require careful monitoring. This attention to detail is critical because it ensures that when the game comes, the players are not only physically capable, but also confident in their preparation. Every practice, every drill, and every feedback session matters when the margin for error is so small. The Cowboys know that being meticulous now can pay dividends in later matchups, especially as the season intensifies. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. In what could be the NFL's most shocking offseason move yet, whispers are swirling that TREVON DIGGS, the star cornerback formerly of the Dallas Cowboys, has officially signed with the Buffalo Bills in a blockbuster deal that could reshape the AFC landscape. While the league hasn't confirmed the transaction, sources close to the situation suggest that the agreement is all but done, sending shockwaves through both fan bases. DIGGS, known for his ball-hawking skills and game-changing interceptions, have been a cornerstone of the Cowboys' secondary for several seasons. His sudden departure has left fans and analysts alike scrambling to understand what could have motivated such a seismic shift. Some insiders point to salary cap maneuvering, others speculate about locker room dynamics. But the consensus is clear. Buffalo has landed a defensive talent that could instantly elevate their championship aspirations. The Bills, long considered one of the most disciplined and strategically minded teams in the league, may have just added the missing piece to complement their high-powered offense led by Josh Allen. If the deal closes as rumored, DIGGS could transform the Bills' secondary into a nightmare for opposing quarterbacks, particularly in high-stakes playoff scenarios. Analysts are already predicting that this move could make Buffalo a favorite to not just win the AFC East, but make a serious Super Bowl run. Meanwhile, Cowboys fans are left reeling. TREVON DIGGS wasn't just a player. He was a defining figure in Dallas defense, and his exit is fueling endless speculation about who will fill the void. Will the team double down on youth, or pursue another marquee signing to soften the blow? The rumor mill is buzzing, and social media has erupted with everything from shock to disbelief, proving that in today's NFL, no star is untouchable. While nothing is officially confirmed, the mere possibility of DIGGS in a Bills jersey has ignited debates across the league. Could this be the move that finally propels Buffalo over the top? Or will the Cowboys' defense adapt and thrive despite the loss? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. If this blockbuster rumor proves true, the 2025 NFL offseason will go down in history as one of the most electrifying in recent memory. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.